The Tennessee Titans came into 2025 needing Calvin Ridley badly. He was the only proven high-level commodity in their receiving room, and there were plenty of people who wondered aloud what this team would do if he, God forbid, went down for any amount of time with an injury. How silly that sounds now in hindsight when we had the foresight in the summer to worry about what would happen if he wasn't a factor, but we all assumed that would be the result of an injury. And perhaps an even crueler twist of fate, Ridley's physical health is in perfect working order, but his mental health, or maybe his mojo, to put it in a better way, is at a major low point right now. He's off to a terrible start through 3 games in 2025, despite playing a heavy dose of snaps and getting a heavy dose of targets. And on Wednesday of this week, he spoke to the media for the first time since a 3rd consecutive letdown game against the Colts. If you're part of the Tennessee faithful, you know just how many years the Titans have shaved off your life with the emotional roller coaster of sports. Or maybe the roller coaster of life is messing with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. The new year is a blank space for you to write a new story. BetterHelp makes it easier to get started. They are our incredible sponsor for this video. Regardless, if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools you need to approach your life in a very different way. That's where our sponsor, BetterHelp, comes into play. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost if it's not the right fit. BetterHelp's platform makes finding a therapist easier because it's online and remote. BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. Plus, with our link, you get 10% off your first month. Start fresh any day of the year with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/ATOZ sports and get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. 2024 was a slow start for Calvin Ridley, but everyone chalked that up to a new receiver in a new system with a new quarterback, merely struggling to get on the same page with everything going on around him. That idea was reinforced when he turned the corner mid-season and played his final 11 games of the year at a 130 target, 1,300-yard pace. Heading into 2025, it was fair to assume that a more comfortable and confident Ridley, with a big upgrade at quarterback at his disposal, would hit the ground running in a way that he wasn't able to pull off before. But that clearly wasn't in the cards. It's been a hellish redo of his first Titans season so far. And when I asked him where his head is at this week, he didn't hold back. Quote, "Oh, I'm upset. Very upset," he told me. "I didn't expect this, but I'm moving on, trying my best to move on from the past weeks. Excited for the new opportunity. Thank God I have another game in front of me, but very upset about it," end quote. How he plans on doing that, though, is by simply keeping his head down and putting one foot in front of the other. Quote, "Move on. The days don't stop. Honestly, the days don't stop rolling. Unfortunately, I've had some bad games in my career, but not like this. I just got to move on and thank God I have another game," end quote. When we asked if he had changed anything about his preparation or if he was planning on changing something now, he alluded to some tinkering that's going on behind the scenes. Quote, "I've changed it a little bit, and I'm trying to see something. Definitely catching up, getting more time with my quarterback, my coaches today, but just getting my confidence back rolling. Get one, keep rolling, get a win. That'll fix a lot of stuff," end quote. What that something is that he's working on, he didn't really specify to us, but this lull is eerily similar to how Ridley started last year statistically. Through 3 games in 2024, he was 8 for 24 for 136 yards and a touchdown. Through 3 games this year in 2025, he's 8 for 21 for 111 yards and hasn't found the end zone yet. Earlier this week, head coach Brian Callahan explained how he's worked to remind Calvin who he is, and Calvin kind of bristled at the fact that he's needing that reminder right now. Quote, "Honestly, that makes me more mad than anything because I know that. And I'm not a guy who needs to hear that all the time, but that makes it just pisses me off because I know who I am," end quote. Ridley has to pull himself out of this funk if the Titans offense is ever going to start humming. His next chance to come back to life is this weekend in Houston. The Tennessee Titans desperately, desperately need him. For A to Z Sports Nashville, I'm Easton Freeze.